Imagine a place where ancient, tranquil royal palaces sit literally right beneath glowing, ultramodern skyscrapers, where centuries-old folk melodies just kind of float through the same airwaves as these booming, heavy electronic beats, and where a single song, sung entirely in Korean, can inspire millions of people across continents. Well, welcome to this explainer on South Korea and the global rise of K-pop. I'm so thrilled you're here with us today. We're going to explore how a nation, one shaped by this extraordinary history and incredibly rapid innovation, managed to just completely capture the world's attention.
So how exactly did a nation rebuilt from ashes create the soundtrack of the modern world? It's a really profound question, right? Because when you look at a massive stadium concert, with the synchronized light sticks and millions of screaming fans, it's super easy to just assume K-pop appeared out of thin air, like some brilliant corporate marketing strategy. But honestly, what we see on stage today is truly just the tip of a massive cultural iceberg. Beneath that dazzling, hyper-modern surface lies this deep, hidden root system, one forged by centuries of tradition, immense hardship, and just unparalleled resilience.
Section 1. A land of transformation.
To really get this, we have to look back, because the 20th century brought enormous hardship to the Korean peninsula. From 1910 to 1945, Koreans lived under Japanese colonial rule, facing severe restrictions on their culture and even their language. And then came the absolute devastation of the Korean War in 1950, which left the peninsula divided and pretty much in ruins. But what happened next was just extraordinary. Through immense sacrifice and rapid industrialization, South Korea achieved what's known as the miracle on the Han River. By the 1980s, this really powerful push for democracy reshaped the entire nation. And all of this, it forged a fiercely resilient national identity. Meaning those themes of perseverance you hear in K-pop today, they were actually born from sheer survival.
Section 2. The Roots of Korean Sound.
Okay, picture this traditional performance called pansori. It's just a single singer and a drummer, right? But that singer uses incredible vocal techniques, speech, and dramatic gestures to tell these epic, emotional stories that can literally last for hours. The drummer is there providing rhythm and vocal encouragement. Now this tradition right here, it laid the essential groundwork for modern visual storytelling. That absolute requirement for the performer to forge a visceral, intense, emotional connection with the audience, that is a direct ancestor to the captivating stage presence we see in K-pop today.
And we can't talk about Korean music without bringing up Arirang. Now, there are a bunch of regional versions of this song, but collectively it serves as Korea's most emotional folk anthem. People have sung it during moments of deep national reflection, during protests, and at joyous reunions. Arirang is absolute proof that Korean musical creativity, the improvisation, and that deep emotional resonance, they all existed long, long before the advent of modern pop. It genuinely carries the soul of endurance and hope.
Section 3. The 1992 Musical Revolution. So let's fast forward to April 11th, 1992. This trio named Seotaji and Boys steps onto a televised talent show. At the time, Korean TV was entirely dominated by formal, slow-moving ballads. So when these guys dropped a track that blended rap, new jack swing, and just wild choreography, the TV judges were horrified. They literally gave them the lowest score of the entire night. But the youth watching at home? No way. They were absolutely captivated. This act of musical rebellion addressed social pressures and generational conflict head-on, and symbolically, it gave birth to modern K-pop right there on live television, a real game-changer.
Section 4. The anatomy of K-pop.
To capture that new, wild youth energy, entertainment companies stepped in and engineered a really rigorous trainee system. It usually starts with global auditions. Those selected enter a period of intense training that can last for years. We're talking vocals, dance, media skills, even foreign languages. They face regular, grueling evaluations, and only a select few ever actually make it to a team debut. Now, it's an incredibly demanding system, and it undeniably produces exceptionally skilled, multi-talented performers. But at the same time, it has sparked valid, ongoing discussions, both within the industry and among the public, regarding strict contracts and the immense mental health pressures placed on these young artists. But through this system, a very distinct formula emerged. So what actually makes K-pop different from other pop music? Well, it's the combination of a few key elements. The synchronized choreography? It isn't just decoration, it's practically part of the song's DNA. The visual storytelling in the music videos is cinematic and packed with hidden symbolism. Groups are specifically designed with built-in contrast, right? You have different vocal tones and personalities all working in perfect teamwork. The songs themselves feature dramatic shifts, like seamlessly moving from a quiet ballad right into a rap and then exploding into a massive dance break. And crucially, it all relies on intense fan participation. You aren't just listening to a song, you are stepping into a complete, immersive cultural experience.
And let's talk about those fans. Fandoms are the true engine of K-pop. These are deeply, deeply dedicated global communities. They don't just passively consume media, they actively translate content. They run massive, coordinated streaming campaigns that legitimately rival the marketing departments of Fortune 500 companies. They even organize significant charitable projects around the world. And at live shows, they use those synchronized official light sticks to turn the entire audience into this pulsating sea of color. These fans take a music genre and turn it into an interconnected global family that completely transcends language barriers. It's wild.
Section 5. Generations of Global Power.
This whole global takeover, it actually happened generation by generation. The first generation, with pioneers like SM Entertainment creating acts like HOT and BoA, they built the foundations of the idol system and first tested international waters. Then came the second generation, who capitalized on the dawn of YouTube. Think acts like Big Bang and Girls' Generation. By the third generation, megastars like BTS and Blackpink achieved just unprecedented global power. And today, newer generations like Stray Kids and New Jeans operate in an entirely borderless industry, where a song released in Seoul is literally instantly consumed in Mexico City, Paris, and New York.
But if we really want to pinpoint a moment that shattered the glass ceiling, we have to talk about this number, 1 billion. That's a 1 with 9 zeros. In 2012, PSY's viral sensation Gangnam Style became the very first video on YouTube to ever hit 1 billion views. It was humorous, it was incredibly catchy, and it fundamentally proved to the global music industry that the Korean language was absolutely no longer a barrier to mainstream worldwide success.
Building off that incredible momentum, third-generation acts became central figures in global youth culture. BTS and Blackpink didn't just top the charts, they shattered cultural barriers left and right. By blending hip-hop, pop, and deeply personal themes, talking openly about mental health and the immense pressures of youth, they forged profound, genuine connections with their fans. It is genuinely awe-inspiring to watch these artists go from local music shows to selling out massive global stadiums, speaking at the United Nations, and even headlining the world's most exclusive luxury fashion campaigns and music festivals.
Section 6. The Korean Wave. Now, this is all part of something much bigger. Hallyu, or the Korean Wave, is an interconnected cultural ecosystem. Honestly, it often works like a pipeline. You discover a K-pop song, which sparks an interest in watching a K-drama like Squid Game, or a groundbreaking film like the Oscar-winning Parasite. Next thing you know, you're trying out K-beauty skincare routines, you're cooking kimchi or tteokbokki, and maybe you're even taking the time to learn Hangul, which is the remarkably logical Korean alphabet created way back in the 15th century. Ultimately, all of this drives massive global tourism right back to the vibrant streets of Seoul. Modern digital technology didn't create this culture, but it definitely allowed it to travel faster and farther than ever before.
And I think here is the heart of the entire phenomenon. K-pop demonstrates that culture does not have to lose its identity in order to become global. Just think about that for a second. It's an incredibly profound thought. South Korean artists studied global musical influences, absorbed them, reshaped them entirely through the lens of their own unique history and experiences, and then returned something completely new to the world. They kept their language and their cultural references central, yet somehow managed to welcome and unite listeners from absolutely everywhere.
So, I leave you with this question to ponder. What K-pop artist, Korean tradition, song, drama, or cultural story will you explore next? The real beauty of this cultural wave is that it's an open door, just inviting you to discover something new, something emotional, and something that connects us all regardless of where we come from. Keep exploring, keep listening, and keep discovering the rhythms that make our world so diverse. Subscribe to Sphereblend to musical traditions, customs, and stories.